The sun is already out? Oh, okay. Just one last experiment, and then we can get some rest. Last one, I promise.
Huh. Looks like Timaeus isn't here today.
Customers? Pardon me. Are you looking for Timaeus?
No. Just strange for him to not be around. Paimon always sees him standing here.
I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I was called over to attend to the store. I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant. If you have any alchemy-related queries, you could always ask me. I do my best to help. Huh? Do I look nervous? My apologies. I don't get out too often. I'm usually in the laboratory where there aren't many others to talk to. If you need any help, just call my name. If not, I'll be reading a book. Over there.
Thanks. No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we?
Hey, aren't you the legendary traveler? The one who repelled Storm Terror? I've heard so many stories about you. Always wanted an opportunity to research you up close.
What do you mean, research?
Sorry, don't mind me. What am I saying? Still, you'd definitely be able to help Albedo. It is you, after all.
There's that name again, Albedo. Is he also an alchemist in Mondstadt?
Apologies, I never introduced him. Albedo is the Knights of Favonia's chief alchemist. He's also Timaeus and my teacher.
But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching alchemy. So that means Albedo is a teacher?
Yes, he's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world, and has made many an important breakthrough. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Teyvat, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guidance from Mr. Albedo helps him to solve the most unfathomable of problems.
Wow! Paimon didn't know he was such a big deal.
Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face. I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. I know it would bring him lots of new inspiration. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out. I don't see why not. Testing the limits of living beings' capabilities is one of Albedo's areas of research, after all. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'd love to take you both to see him, but somebody has to attend to the store. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for a refined gentleman with the presence of a true scholar. And... sorry. That's the best I can do. You'll have to do your best.
Hey, stop worrying. We got this.
It's been getting quite
Sucrose is a whole lot less nervous once she gets talking about alchemy and research. Is that what all researchers are like? Anyway, let's go and look for Albedo.
は参加しないって言ったよね。もっと大事なことがあるの。
でも今回は記念的な行事だし、シスターのみんなには出席してほしくて。
それは君の考えだし、他人の願いを叶えることは私の仕事じゃないわ。
それは。
君こそ今回の行事の責任者よね。変だと思わないの？
どこか変かな。
今からモンドに戻っても開始時間に間に合わないわよね。君をはめるために誰かが仕組んだんじゃないの？
そんな、みんなはそういうことしないと思う。
それは証拠次第じゃないかしら。それとも君は他人を疑うことを知らないの？安心して。君がこのまま戻っても誰も怒らないわよ。私が参加すると思ってないでしょうからね。これ以上もたもたしてると本当に遅刻しちゃうけど。
そうだった。大事な記念行事、遅刻したらまずい。じゃあ戻るね。なんかあのシスター、詭弁しか言ってなかった気がするな。
さっきから気づいてるわよ。君たち誰？何のために盗み聞きしてたの？
気をつけろ。危険なやつだと思うぞ。少なくともずる賢いのは間違いない。
あら？長い歴史を持つセピロス教会のメンバーよりも君のような素性の知れない浮遊物の方が危険だと思うけど。
今の聞こえたのか？すごい小声で言ったのに。
浮遊物を連れた異邦人。なるほど。君が風魔竜を倒した栄誉騎士。その肩書きに免じて盗み聞きの件は多めに見てあげるわ。でないと君たちの返答次第では最悪牢屋に入れる可能性もあるから。
モンドのシスターは不審者の確保も担当してるのか？
少なくとも見て見ぬふりはできないでしょ。シスターにだって正義感はあるわよ。
なんだか違和感があるけど、否定もできないな。
君たちこそ何のために雪山に来たの？彼を探すならその足跡をたどってみるといいわ。雪が止んでからここを通る人は結構多かったから、まだ残ってるといいんだけど。
もしかしてお前も彼を探しに来たのか？
違うわ。これらの足跡に元素力が残ってたからね。職業病みたいなものよ。警戒しておいて損はないわ。勝手に思ってなさい。私も彼の様子を見に行くから行きましょう。
足跡に元素力が残ってるなら元素資格を使えば鮮明に見えるだろうな。
ところでこの急に消えてまた急に現れる浮遊物の能力に興味があるんだけど。
なんだ？
犯罪を犯した後誰にも気づかれずに現場から逃げられるってことよね。
おい、犯罪者を前提に話を進めるな。なんかますます寒くなってきたな。ロサリアは寒くないのか？
私？特には。こういう劣悪な環境での行動には慣れてるから。
セピロス教会のシスターは経験豊富だって褒めるべきなんだろうか。 あれがアルベドか？なんでこんな場所にいるんだ？
アルベドは絵を描くのが好きで、さまざまな場所でスケッチしていると聞いたわ。ここは視界が開けているし、風景も悪くない。素材としては申し分ないからね。
でもヒルチャールたちに気づいてないってことはないよな。うっかり驚かせちゃったみたいだ。とりあえず奴らを倒そう。
安全距離。6308式ユニット。はっ。
誰だい？なぜヒルチャールを驚かしたのかな？絵が完成してよかった。危うく特別なヒルチャールを見逃すところだったよ。
けどなんでヒルチャール？みんな似たような顔じゃないか。
説明するには複雑だから僕の絵を直接見てみるといい。
おお、真面目に描いた作品もあれば適当に描かれたものもあるな。
それらはどこにでもいるヒルチャールだ。時間をかける価値はない。でもこいつを見て体格も毛髪も姿勢も他とは違う生命力を感じるだろう。繰り返される原始的な集団の暮らしの中でそういった特殊性は進化を意味する。進化は無から有へ、基地から未知へ。
待って、それ長くなるやつよね。私は興味ないわ。人も見つけたし、私はここで失礼するわよ。
こいつに聞きたいことはないのか？おーい、変わったやつだな。
シスター・ロサリアがここまで案内してくれたようだね。礼を言いそびれてしまった。ところで君たちはわざわざ僕を探しに来たのかい？
おう、モンドでスクロースって人に会ってな、お前の力になってほしいって言われたんだ。
なるほど。彼女が君たちを紹介したのか。では僕の推測が正しければ君が話題のあの栄養騎士なんだね。流祭での君の働き、元素力に対する理解、それからいろいろと不思議なところも耳にしたよ。結論から話そう。可能性は一つ。君は別の世界からやってきた。よかった。君の協力があれば僕の研究も大きく進むはずだ。あ、すまない。戸惑ってるだろうね。どこから話そうか。まずは生命の本質からにしようか。
待て待て、早速理解できなそうな内容だぞ。
確かに言葉で説明するよりも直接見せた方がいいかもね。 例えば生命を目覚めさせ、この枯れた枝を再生させるんだ。
そんなことできるのか？
しかし特殊な種があるんだが、今の方法では全然効果がなくてね。君と同じ、それは別の世界のもので、それを咲かす方法こそ僕が直面している課題だ。君に助けてほしい内容でもある。
お前ができないならオイラたちにもどうしようもないと思うけど。
いいや、僕であってもこの世界以外の命を想像することはできない。でも同じ異世界から来た君を観察すれば、いろいろとアイデアが湧いてくると思うんだ。
どうしよう、なんか怪しくないか？
まさか君の安全は最大限に確保するから、善は急げ。場所を変えて研究を始めようか。
アルベドと旅人、気が合うみたいね。あの二人はどちらも異端。モンドの平和に影響を与えるかしら。
そういえばその種が芽を出した後何になるんだ？
わからない。でも大事なのは結果ではなく過程だと思う。錬金術を使ってテイワットにこの世のものではない命を目覚めさせることができれば、命の本質に対する僕の理解もより深まるはずだ。目覚めさせることができたなら、想像することも不可能ではなくなる。少し難しすぎたかな。
おいやいや、わかるの？ただオイラは芽が出た後何が出てくるのか気になるだけだ。
美味しい果実が実ったら一緒に食べようか。
約束だぞ。
僕も子供の相手をしないといけない時があるからね。説明すると長くなるから、錬金術以外のスキルだと思っておいて。話を戻すけど、一つ目の研究は元素力に関するものなんだ。この世界のものは神の目がないと元素力は使えない。でも君は神の目を持っていない。なぜ君は自由に元素力を使えるか確認したい。いくつか質問をするよ。君は他の人にない器官を持っているかい？例えば2つ目の心臓や4つ目の胃とか。なるほど。では君の周りにいるちびっこは君の体とつながってるかい？
その質問おかしいぞ。見ればわかるじゃないか。それとちびっこじゃないパイモンだ。
外付け機関としての可能性を考えたまでだよ。君たちは見えない形でつながってるのかもしれない。可能性はなしということだね。ではパイモンが元素力を君に授けた可能性は？10メートルの岩を貫通する、もしくは 清泉町の滝を逆流させるほどの元素力をパイモンが持っているという前提になるけど、ありえないか。
まだ何も言ってないぞ。
となると、君の身体構造はこの世界のものとはあまり違いがないようだね。それなら実験であらゆる際を研究するしかない。まずその正体不明の元素力がどうやって流れてるか見てみよう。スライムを集めてくるから、慣れた方法でそれらを倒してみてくれ。
そんな単純な方法で観察するのか？
良い実験とは直感的で明瞭であるべきだよ。それにこれは簡単な研究に過ぎないから。もちろん簡単すぎると思うなら同時に6体の純粋精霊との戦闘に変えようか。
スライムでいいぞ。
さあ準備をして。スライムが来るよ。
くらえとどろけふっせやはっ安全距離はっふっふっはっ超拡散形態シエせっとふっふっふっやっとはっ
よう豆立ち去れ。
とはあふっやふっやせはっはっ吸引テスト開始しょはっせやくらえふっ
最
我が命を聞きたまえ。
6308式ユニットはい
おとなしく捕まれ。
シエとどろけふっ
無駄な努力をやめたら。
シエ安全距離とふっふっ
剣銀全氷。
変くらいよ7号式モジュールはっシエやはっふっふっとやふっ
取るに足らないわ。その命いただいたわ。
よう豆立ち去れ。
とやせふっふっははっシエとやふっはっふっふっ
あり
せとどろけ6308シエふっはとやふっ吸引テスト開始はやはせふっふっやふっとせや
吸引テスト開始。セット。
妖豆立つさ
やっふっと安全距離。はっふんはっとくらえ。6308。
お疲れ様。異常とかはないよね。怪我をしてたら応急用の薬剤を持ってる。ならいい。僕の観察だと君の元素力の流れは順調、元素反応も正常、特別な状態は見られないよ。外への流れに問題はない。次は内部の流れを試してみよう。
内部の流れ、どうやってやるんだ？
簡単だよ。錬金術で元素力を抽出した薬剤を作った。もし元素力を生理的な形で君の体内に保存蓄積できるなら元素反応が起こるはずだ。大丈夫。すべて正常なら一時的に調子が悪くなるだけで体に害はないよ。
正常じゃなかったら
万が一のためにちゃんと準備はしておいたから心配ない。リスクがないわけじゃないけど、君の中の元素の流れに障害があるならついでに調べられると思うんだ。異常の早期発見にもなるんだよ。もし内部の元素反応が他のトラブルによって発生したらそれこそ厄介なことになる。そう理解していいと思う。でもその前に検査用の薬剤にあと一つ触媒が足りないんだ。青銀鉱という鉱石でね、触媒にふさわしい鉱石だ。僕の拠点に案内するよ。途中で青銀鉱も探そう。触媒に使えるものがあったら教えるからさ。順調にいけば拠点に着いたらすぐに薬剤の調合を始められるよ。
あまり安全には思えないけど、一応メリットはあるみたいだな。道中探してみようぜ。
これは触媒にふさわしいね。これなら少し処理を加えれば使えると思うよ。運がいいね。これで十分だと思う。この先が僕の拠点なんだ。案内するよ。ここが僕の拠点だよ。さっき集めた材料はすでに薬剤の調合に使わせてもらった。調合が完了するのを待とう。ちょっとこっちに来てくれるかい？ こちらは助手のティマイオス。モンドで会ったことがあると思うけど。
こんにちは。実験データをもらってすぐそれをボードにまとめて貼っておいたよ。
あ、こんなにスライムと戦っただけでこんなわかるのか？
分かったというか、ほとんどが推論と僕の推測だよ。最も合理的な方法は旅人とスライムの系統学的関係、つまり類似性を調べることだと思う。ほら、君は神の目を持っていないのに元素力を使えるだろ。スライムも同じだからさ。この方向性から手がかりを探せばきっといろいろと収穫があると思うんだ。
その切り口に問題はないけど、厳密に言えばスライムは元素生物、すなわち元素そのものだよ。どちらかというと給湯樹やトリックフラワーの方が近いと思う。しかし動植物の関係となると世界の原初まで遡ることになる。その角度から見ると少し難しすぎると思わないかい？
確かに先生の言う通りだ。
それにデータの一番上に書いてあるけど、この旅人は異世界の客人だ。もしこの世界と系統学的関係があるなら、かえって研究価値のある課題になるよ。
ああ、確かにデータをもらってつい興奮してしまっていた。今度は気をつけます。そうだ、僕はしばらくここでデータを分析することになる。実験結果を知りたいなら僕のところに来るといいよ。
あ、ここは君に任せたよ。薬剤はもう完成したようだ。試してくるから、問題がなければ君にも飲んでもらうよ。うん、予想通り飲めるよ。飲むときは焦らないように。気分が悪くなったら深呼吸して。
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What's happened to her?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance, and it certainly speeds things up. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an eye of the storm. Have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit! Mr. Albedo, say something!
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. Wait one moment. If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. You'd be hard-pressed to find an everyday use for them. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment. No. You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Where does it get these ideas from anyway? Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
That was fast. Looking forward to testing the results. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes, I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, lost property would be a thing of the past. I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could use elemental sight! This must be electrohypostasis powder! The extract of an animal crystal fly can only be animal elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it! Still in one piece! Good thing the vial's so strong!
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. 1,000 thanks. I'm wondering, this elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Yep! Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean, we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then? So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
This is not the end.
You want us to jump? From up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, It's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, Traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstat.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights, it would be something to savor again and again.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended. Gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly churros? Because you got to see something new and interesting and the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not worth closer inspection. There is precious little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, boring to you? Like some basic draft of a sketch?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby. imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. Remember that this is a test of intellect, so should you get lucky in any way, that won't be factored in as part of the test. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution. Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
This will be interesting.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hey!
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to... What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them, and as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the result of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in all kinds of strange experiments. I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat. Which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So stubborn. Mondstat doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Tevat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
the transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstat, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?